Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the TOGA Motorsports channel here on Twitch and YouTube this evening. We are here for another one of our classic TOGA one-off Assetto Corsa events. And we're here tonight at the world famous, I would say, Scottish circuit, Knockhill. Well known by any lovers of lower level Formula racing, things like your Formula Fords and Formula Vs, and anyone who follows British touring car racing. They always have a roar around here jumping off the curbs. We're here tonight in some classic mini racing cars for your guys' enjoyment. It is going to be busy, it's going to be crazy. We're going to have definitely a lot going on. And the car's coming out now on track for the start of a 10-minute qualifying session. that you guys will be watching with us live to set the grid for the race later on. I'm joined in the box this evening for the first time by Olaf. Welcome in, mate. How are you this evening?
Thank you, thank you. I am doing fantastic. Really excited to be looking at the minis going on this track. Not a lot of races seen on this track, but I have seen minis go around in circles, and I'm more than excited to see them do it around Knockhill.
Yeah, for sure. Minis, little classic mini racing like this, something that that you don't see a lot of. When you think classic car racing, people tend to think more your kind of VWs and old style touring cars, or even like old Mustangs and things like that. It tends to be what you see when talking classic car racing, rather than these sprightly little Austin minis. But yeah, they should be good fun. You know, light, easy to throw around, not loads of power, but enough to get up to at least some decent speeds.
I'm also interested to see the grid form and to see the drivers, of course, because I know a few names. I recognize a few of the drivers active today on the track, but most of them I don't know, so I'm always curious to see new drivers pop up, and also trying to see if they can make a name for themselves, in my memory at least. So if I see them again, maybe give them a bit better of a show, of a few.
Yeah, absolutely. We should be seeing some times come in before too much longer. Obviously, Knockhill, not a massively long circuit, but one that is difficult to get right. There's only, what, you've got turn 1, downhill right-hander, tightens, very difficult, blind apex corner. Turn 2 is a sharp left. I'm trying to count how many corners we've actually got here. Then you've got turn 3, then the chicane for 4 and 5. Right-hander onto the backstretch is 6. I guess the kink in the backstretch is 7. Then 8 is the hairpin. So that's all we got here. You know, we are not. We haven't got loads and loads of corners coming here, but the corners that are here are not easy to master. That's for sure.
I do see times trickling in, and I see 1 minute 15s being set, and also 1 minute 26. Some other drivers on the outlaps. I have seen people in these cars do a 1 minute 4, I think, if I remember correctly. So the lap times are not that long, like you said, short track. These cars don't go that fast, but still, around a minute in lap time should be giving us some good fun as well.
Yeah, for sure. It would be great if I could see the times coming in, but for some reason my ACTV is refusing to display that information. So we're going to go over to the relative, just so that we can click through and see the people that we got here. Only 5 cars really out on track at the moment. Finley O'Reilly in first. I believe he set the fastest lap. We'll wait and see though. Trying to see as the times come in where people are going. He's currently done a 107. This lap is going to be slightly slower. It's going to be a 110 that he's done here, I think. 111, 112. No, I think that lap was invalid. So 109 for Hayden. That's a new personal best, I think, rather than a new overall best. As he comes roaring through turn 1, takes the gravel runoff on exit. I have a funny feeling we're going to be seeing a lot of that tonight, Olaf.
Yeah, same, definitely. There are a lot of curbs you can drive over, take some more room on the track, maybe extend a little bit. But definitely also a lot of grass and sand, of course. The grass doesn't slow down too much, but the sand, of course, does quite a bit of the slowing down, as it should. And maybe even because we have a chicane, and the chicane is also blocked by a very solid object. We might even see some drivers smashing into that, giving it some little love tabs as well.
Yeah.
I'll try and see who can score the strike this time around.
Yeah, absolutely. I would hope that we don't see too many cars heading off and hitting that rather concrete-like tower, a tyre bale even, on the inside of the chicane.
I'm looking though, because I also am not seeing any times come onto the board, which is kind of an issue. I would say for qualifying, that would be one of the main things to be looking at when you want to.
Yeah, but for some reason the ACTV just not playing ball with us at the moment. I think we can see who is running the fastest times, because I think that's how they are ordered in the relative as well. I don't know if it is or if it's done by who's on track.
I believe currently, if you go to the relatives, it does show who is first and who is second, and they should show sometimes. So Finlay O'Reilly currently in with the 107.8 in first place.
Yeah, although his car just really weirdly came to a stop out of nowhere. Not sure what that is about. Literally just randomly stopped in the middle of oh no, I was looking at the wrong person. Yeah, here we go.
I was about
O'Reilly.
to say, I'm still looking at him.
Clearly, I was going insane. Yeah, 3 minutes left to go at qualifying. We don't know where anyone is or what times they've done. Is essentially the long and short of it tonight.
I do think that when we have the relative on, we can at least see who's in first and who's in second. As it seems that everyone is out on track right now, 8 drivers, and they're all on there, with O'Reilly, of course, taking first place so far, Hargan in second, and our own Hayden Sweet on the last place for now. He should be able to drop in at least 1 lap time, but I do see some traffic in front of him as he's trying to make his way through the traffic.
Yeah, absolutely. Just getting some feedback on volume mixing in the YouTube chat, so just trying to level us out. Hopefully it should be better now. I've turned down the game volume, and I mean Olaf is already at the maximum that I can have him at, I think. But I'll see if I can make myself louder. I'll see if I can give any more. No, I think we should be okay for now. I'll keep my eye on the old chat to see if everything is okay there. Yeah, this is the only issue with it being the first time that I've commentated on an event like this, because when I get into ACC, I know that all of my settings are going to I know that all my settings are going to work, and that will all be easily audible anyway. Apparently, not so much when it's the first time running an AC event. And in all fairness, these minis are not are not the quietest things like you might think they would be.
Yeah, I also have kind of the same thing. I also had to fiddle with my audio just a few moments ago as well, while you were talking about that. And even before this, I was struggling to find the right audio slots as well for everything to be able to hear you properly, because I don't want to, be overridden by cars as soon as the race starts with eight of those minis screaming in my ears, and then not being able to hear whatever you're commentating on. So
yeah,
I just see a purple set. But that is, I don't think it's a purple overall.
No, I think purples I think purples are just signifying personal bests rather than overall bests on ACTV. But it was definitely a very quick lap time. It was I think it was a 102. Did I see that pop up as? Or am I going insane?
It was a 108.6.
108.
I think it was, from what I was looking at.
Yeah, so it's a.
But better lap times being set in already. So
yeah, I was about to say. Whoa. As Barry Hagen hops the sausage curbing on the inside of turn 2 and goes massively off, followed promptly by Finlay O'Reilly. I tell you what, these guys had better start putting together how to keep these cars on track before too much longer, because we're only a couple of minutes away from getting into the race, and so far everyone is very much struggling with keeping these cars in between those painted white lines down each side of the concrete.
I think that is like the most important thing, at least in qualifying, to keep it within those lines. During the race, there's a small little bit that you can go over. Of course, invalidating lap times doesn't really do too much during the race, but penalties aren't a thing either. So you're fine to just take a little bit over the edge and maybe get a sneaky overtake while crossing those white lines. But indeed, in qualifying, you do not want to go over those lines. Then your lap time will be invalid and will be on the back of the grid.
Yeah, for sure. And we are here for fun. This is a for fun event. It's not part of a championship or anything. This is just a one-off, a little fun race. this Sunday evening, so I'm sure people aren't going to be too fussed if there are people going off track a little bit, and if there's a little bit of, a little bit of rubbing as racing being taken into practice.
Actually, looking forward to the movement of the track, because usually the sand and the grass is less grippier than the tarmac. I mean, I think everyone would agree with that. And if someone does try make an overtake while going with two wheels on the grass, I think I'd be very interested to see if someone could actually pull that off.
I think it would be very difficult because those those minis, they get dragged out into the grass very quickly. The good old Assetto Corsa physics playing a heavy hand in just pulling those cars out to the edge of the track if they do go out into the grass.
I do see everyone jumping the curbs on the chicane, just barely missing the barrel, and I do believe we're going to see some slammers somewhere in the race. It's absolutely amazing to see them speed through it and jumping up and down. These cars are amazing to look at.
Yeah, for sure.
Our checkered flag is out. Just waiting for the final few drivers to cross the line. 3 left on the track. And then we get to see what the grid looks like finally. The times are setting in for me now. I am seeing times currently with pole position of 106.9 for O'Reilly.
Oh yes, I see. Indeed. Yeah, only 6 cars having set a lap. But yeah, there is plenty here for sure.
I believe that should be everyone over the line. And only, yep, there we go. Are heading on to the grid.
Yeah, everyone heading to the grid now for what's going to be a 25-minute race around here. Should be plenty of fun. These races, just throwing these little minis around. They really are here to be thrown around these things. They are a proper driver's car, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, if you don't drive these things to the absolute limit, you're going to be behind, I think. And I think everyone will be pushing harder than they actually can and taking a bit more of the off tracks in certain places, like you said in the qualifying as well. I do think we're going to see a lot of off tracks happening, some more sand being kicked up, and some maybe some tip overs.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we see some interesting lines and some tip overs going on. I am quickly going to have to go to the grid so that I can go back to the pit lane again when the session begins. So for a minute you're going to be oh, you're not. It's put me straight into spectator. That's probably not good. Okay, I think this is my car. Yeah, it is, because it's revving when I rev. Okay, that's good. Just got to wait for the race to start. This is what the inside of the car looks like, by the way. Very nice. Very nice car. Really good quality mod. Yeah, very pretty mod.
Right, there are the lights. We can get ready.
And it's going to be... Someone's jumped the start. There's going to be lights out and away we go. Head back to the pits, hit drive and wait for the times to pop up. I think it's Scrub that's jumped the start actually. Indeed it is. It is Scrub that has jumped the start. He's out way ahead of everyone. Ahead of the field. It's Finley O'Reilly currently in second, with YKC currently in third. Everyone's off the track in turn 3. But it is, Scrub out ahead by such a distance that he's currently not in shot. There we go, there he is.
And it's Hargan off the track actually in the grass, still just only now going on back to the track, and Hayden Sweet down in 7th place. Everyone else got back onto the track pretty fast, and indeed O'Reilly from the top of the field down to 4th from that start, and Scrub with that massive jump start, and not something that O'Reilly wants to see, of course.
Yeah, absolutely. The rest of this pack at the moment is pretty much all together. There is very little gap from, well, pretty much from. Oh, as it says that Scrub has come into the pit lane. Indeed, he has. He's done a drive-through. I think that was to negate his his jump start that he did. But he's got to watch out now. Bone Crusher in that bright yellow Austin Mini is now right behind him. Thinks about the inside move into turn 2. Forces Scrub into a mistake, and the lead changes hands as everyone goes off again in the background.
This does appear to be a problem corner for everyone. Also lining up to the chicane. Everyone's still hanging left on the left side. And then they overshoot it all and head into another sandbox. So lots of issues, drivers still figuring out. But that's a positive for Horrigan, because he is currently catching up a bit. It was 27 seconds behind Sweep, and now it's only gone to 21, as O'Reilly is down to 7.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they are proper fun little things to race, aren't they? Bone Crusher at the moment leading by just under 3 seconds. He has really got that move out and has kind of started to run away with it already. So hopefully we see some fighting, and we see those coming back together again. Those gaps closing down, but we will wait and see.
And let's see, fastest lap of 107, and that is faster than the majority of the other drivers' fastest lap in qualifying. So they are learning the track as they go on, as the gaps are increasing by quite a bit. Smallest one currently, like you said, about 3 seconds from what I could see. As Bone Crusher is dropped back on the order. He's all the way to the back.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not sure what's happened there to Bone Crusher. Obviously gone off somewhere. Unfortunately, I can't access replays through Assetto Corsa, through Content Manager, so I won't be able to find that, as Hayden Sweet is fighting with Finley O'Reilly over P4. A little bit of fighting going on here. Nothing particularly massive. Just trading a couple of positions as further up the road, Cheery Manager, gets past YKC.
And it appeared that Bone Crusher has actually gone to the pits and also served one of those funky little drive-through penalties to go all the way back to 7th place, 4 places down on where he started. As Cheery is currently 5 places up from where he started, with Scrub being up 4 after the jump start he made. That is pretty much a given. He's all the way through on the top.
yeah, for sure. But like I said, we are here for fun. This is a for fun race, so I'm sure no one's going to be too fussed about Scrub with that jump start. I'm sure it was accidental, but once you're rolling, there's no point in stopping, really, is there? As Finley O'Reilly,
I think.
As Finley O'Reilly now has gotten through on Cheery Manager as well. You know, there is a lot of time loss to be had when you go off track in these things, and that, I think, either Cheery Manager or Finley O'Reilly honking their horn as they came down the back straight, and we could hear that. Oh, and there's contact between the two of them. Cheery Manager has gone around, went a little bit deep at the hairpin, and kind of cut across Finley's nose after braking too deep, spun himself out. But it is Scrub back in the lead now, up in P1 after that jump start at the beginning.
That does drop Cheery Manager down, but still up 1 place for where he started, down in 7th. And then again, Sweet is back up to 4th place after being in last after that first turn incident in the first lap. It does remind me a little bit. Oh, that's someone off very, very hard.
As Finley O'Reilly has, I think, gone back to the pits. Indeed, yeah, he's just come out of the pit lane, so I think he's now a lap down. But I don't think the game has recognised that. We'll see. I think Finley O'Reilly here might have returned to pit lane and is now going to drop down the order to last behind Cheery Manager as well. Let's look. Where have we got smaller gaps at the moment? Hayden Sweet pretty close behind the back of YKC, and in fact the gap from him back to Brackstad isn't massive either.
O'Reilly was still ahead of Cheery Manager, but as soon as he recovered from the gravel that he was in, Cheery Manager, the driver in the shunt at the first turn in the sandbox, has now passed O'Reilly, and O'Reilly now dead last after that little pit stop. I don't think he's a lap down according to the tire information. He has completed 4 laps, currently on his 5th, so I believe that he should still be in contention for the race at least. And Hayden now closing in as well, as Bone Crusher has gone through, and he's up to P4. So he's going to go on his way to maybe recover from what he lost out when he was out in first, as Cheery Manager is out again, and it seems O'Reilly has gone. He's back to the pits.
Yeah, back to the pits for Finley O'Reilly. Not sure what happened that time, but it's Hayden Sweet still kind of chasing down YKC. He is, I think, slightly faster. Indeed, he is last lap about 0.4 of a second faster. So Hayden Sweet has got that target firmly in his sights. But we know how much time can be lost around here if you dip a tyre into the gravel or go off into the runoff areas, which is what YKC has just done. So that's going to close that gap up, and it noticeably has. Hayden Sweet now right on the tail of YKC through the chicane. And we'll wait and see. Oh, there's cars off ahead as well. I think that might have been Scrub that has gone off track ahead of these guys, and all of the cars are now in this pack right here. Hayden Sweet gets past YKC. I'm not sure who that is that's kind of ahead of them. I think it might be lap traffic. It might be Finley O'Reilly they've just gone past. Indeed it is.
Yeah, O'Reilly had an incident, I believe, with Cheery Manager who's gone off, and then O'Reilly somehow was into the skybox through the floor. I believe he hit some of the places on the track that wasn't actually hitboxed, and he was returned to pits automatically and then had to start again from a lap behind. So now through the tire progression, you can see that O'Reilly is a full lap behind the rest of the grid.
Yeah, absolutely, a full lap behind now, which is really unideal for him. He is obviously not going to be best pleased by that being the situation. But Hayden Sweet now really challenging Scrub for the lead here. Hayden Sweet goes through. I believe that is Hayden going through. Yeah, these guys really duking it out right now. Has Scrub stayed ahead? Scrub has stayed ahead. Hayden Sweet staying in P2 for now. In that number 5 Mini.
I think they're both running the number 5.
They are both
Mini.
running
They
the number
appear to have
5.
the same livery.
Brilliant.
Yeah,
That's
very,
gonna
very
be
confusing.
so easy to keep track of. I love that for them. Thanks, guys. That is so great. Yeah, we'll wait and see. Looking to the outside now for Sweet. Can he get the up and under on Scrub? He can. Can he get the better exit? Finley O'Reilly's still there, hampering these guys as well. At least I believe that's Finley O'Reilly. I think Scrub has got the better run. Indeed it is.
Yeah, this is the bit where you want to do as a pole sitter is just get back past the lap traffic, and maybe in the last 15 minutes make up a full lap. Anything can still happen, of course, with a map like this, with the track like this, and the cars like this, of course. As O'Reilly is trying to look for a defensive move, and he's into the gravel.
Into the gravel he goes. Time lost, but that means that the lead battle is back on. Also fighting further back is Bone Crusher and Barry Hagen, who was last at the end of lap 1, now up to P3, and cars going off all around him. That's going to end that battle with Bone Crusher for now. And Finley O'Reilly is going to rejoin right into the path of Bone Crusher, but he manages to get past without issue for now. Oh, Hayden Sweet again alongside Scrub. It's on the run down into the hairpin. Sweet's on the inside line. Can he get the braking right? Oh, there's contact. Oh, they both have a half spin. Oh, there's more contact. I think Scrub has stayed ahead.
I saw a tiny bit of contact before the corner, before the braking zone even. Looked like Sweet kind of veered over to the left and had a small touch and settled his own car. Had to stabilize that out by braking. And then again, at the apex, they had a small little tap. And Sweet, really well done put his steering wheel straight and just started braking to put some more load on the front, and he evened that out as he just taps Scrub ahead of him, but he does let him go. And there's Hargan just taking it away.
Oh, into the grass though for Hargan. That's not going to make the chicane easy. He cuts the chicane. Just cuts the second part of the chicane completely.
Make the chicane easy.
yeah, it does make the chicane easy. You're absolutely right, it does.
This Bone Crusher's also catching up now. It's really starting to become a fight for the win again, all within the second. Sweet trying the same maneuver once again. Small look up on the front. It does seem like he gets the defensive move, as Bone Crusher just seeps on through and goes from P4 up to P2.
Yeah, absolutely. Good move from Bone Crusher. You know, just taking advantage of the situation at hand. But now all 4 cars fighting for the lead, covered by what's about 2 seconds, I think. Oh, massive contact as Hayden Sweet rejoins into the corner of Barry Hargan. But whoa, huge crash. Who's that? Finley O'Reilly spinning massively across track, out of bounds, and probably having to spawn back to the pit lane. Indeed, he has. But he was upside down with the tyres not attached to the car and spinning like a Beyblade when I saw him come across the screen. I don't know if you saw that one.
I saw that the previous time he did that, so I think he's figured out a trick somewhere to get out of bounds and then do a little funny moment. I did say we were going to see some tip overs at some point, and well, O'Reilly has taken 2 of the 2.
Yeah, absolutely.
With the big incident back in turn 1, we saw Sweet outbraking himself, tapping Bone Crusher in the rear, who went a little bit sideways. Hayden still catching it, but going sideways himself, and then not being able to catch the car properly, going fully into the side of Hargan, who is now back into 6th place. As Brockstad is now through in 5th. We haven't seen him all race. We've talked about everyone but Brockstad, and seemingly just jumping back up the order.
Yeah, absolutely. Up into 5th for Samuel Braxton. Tidy little race for him so far. I think he's probably the only car that hasn't had major contact with another car yet. So he's kind of just been doing his own thing and letting the race come to him, which is a valid strategy. Bone Crusher now right on the back of Scrub, the number 33 against the number 5. That bright, luminous yellow. Whoa. When the sun glints off of it, you get proper blinded. It goes ridiculously bright. But he takes the lead off of Scrub coming down the back straight. And I think Bone Crusher has got the pace to win this race if he doesn't make any mistakes and if there isn't any contact with cars around. And
there's still about 11 minutes exactly left on the clock. So there's enough room for something. We have about 1 minute per lap, just a little bit over. So I'm expecting to see at least 10 more laps from these guys. You need 1 minute 8, 1 minute 7, 1 minute 6 for Brockstad. I think he's even got the fastest lap of the race, just taken away. He started in last place, currently in 4th. So like you said, a quiet race, no events, no big incidents, no contact. He's just quietly working his way through.
Yeah, for sure. And sometimes that's just the best way to do it. You know, you just do your own thing and let the race come to you. You know.
Now we did have one small contact, the first one with the barrel, and it is Scrub, the driver who started out with a very big lead from a jump start, now dropping down and down the order, currently in 4th place. Contact with Sweet as well in the end, but Scrub hitting the barrel in the chicane and going off the track.
Yeah, Scrub actually being the staff member who made a who made the announcement telling people that the that the tyre barrier was solid and that you needed to watch out for it, and he has fallen victim to his own announcement there.
That is kind of hilarious to see. The gaps are increasing again. Everyone's outside of a few seconds. Scrub is now weaving because I believe that's O'Reilly behind him. Lapped, but I don't know who's next to that. Is that Hayden Sweet? Yes, it is.
Yeah, there's all sorts of people in this battle right now. Finley O'Reilly's a lap down, but Hayden Sweet is fighting Scrub for position again.
There's another tap, I believe, to with the barrel. That Scrub going back all the way down.
Scrub again hitting that that tyre barrier.
He sparked it.
Yeah.
Sparked it on the grass.
Maybe has he blown an engine? Oh yeah, he's disconnected. I think he's done for tonight by the looks of things. That's disappointing with only 8 minutes left to go, 9 minutes left to go.
This Bone Crusher is also going to the 106s, the same that Brackstad did. Currently half a second behind YKC. And they are getting close now. I think Brackstad might just do a last to first challenge in this race. He's looking very, very strong for this. Only about 7 seconds that he needs to gain on the leader. And as we saw with O'Reilly being the one to spin out and do a Beyblade twice in a row, I believe that Brackstad might just have an answer to the rest of the race, currently up to second place.
Yeah, for sure. Brackstad just hunting down Bone Crusher now, who is out there on his own. No one really around him. Just kind of seeing what happens, just kind of getting on with his own race.
O'Reilly indeed being a full lap down, does have 4 pit stops to his name, but Bone Crusher also has 1 to his name. So it's very interesting to see a driver being in the lead with an extra pit stop. I believe he took a drive-through penalty on lap 2, or at the end of lap 1. I believe Scrub did 1 on the first lap, and Bone Crusher did 1 the lap after he got past Scrub on that lap. So Brackstad indeed getting another 106 in. So these are some very, very good times that we're seeing. Beating qualifying times. But Bone Crusher still 7.5 seconds ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. 7.5 seconds, kind of a comfortable gap. Although he rocks the sausage curb in the chicane there, properly jumps over it. Big moment. But he's kept it going in a straight line for now, and Brackstad actually kind of slightly falling back. So I'm not sure if we are going to see any fight for the lead, but I'm sure we're not. That doesn't mean we're not going to see any fight, because there is a lot of cars here on track and a lot of variables. People going off track all the time. As they say that, Samuel Brackstad goes 4 seconds behind YKC, so clearly a moment somewhere for Samuel Brackstad.
No, he has hit the grass on just a small moment. As O'Reilly's gone back to the pits, and that is Cherry Manager seemingly going past Brackstad and then outbraking himself. Is a lap down from what I can see.
Yeah.
Currently 6th place, is indeed a lap down. And almost ruining Brackstad's race. Did lose a few seconds on that lap. But Bone Crusher absolutely crushing it. And staying out in the lead, extending the lead even further. And like you said, getting that curb all the way through, almost bouncing onto the gravel, into the grass. But he is still keeping it in first place.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, Bone Crusher really is driving the wheels off this thing. Not quite in the same way that Finley O'Reilly has been, but he, driving very, very well. Bone Crusher at the moment, the only driver really who I've seen keep it at least semi-consistently on track.
If we don't count the lap 1 incidents, of course, then I mean. Yeah, of course, he's kept it on. He's almost looking to go into the pits, just taken out of that, out of the pit lane at the last moment, not hitting the barrier. But he is looking to extend the track, but I don't know if you should be doing that on the straights. In the corners, of course, extend the track as much as you need to. But on the straights, it's best to stay away from the barriers.
Yeah, absolutely. I tell you what, he is really sending this Mini into the corners, especially into that turn 1. He properly sends it in now. I'm talking 4 wheels, proper sideways through turn 1, waiting for the grip to come back, which it did just in time as he got onto the curbing on the exit, ready for the left-hand return 2. But he is, driving this thing really, really well. Just in a league of his own at the moment. The only driver running in the 1 minute 7s and 1 minute 8s, even vaguely consistently.
Yeah, we do see Sweet just putting in a 1 minute 8, and I think Hargan also was into the 1 minute 8 or the 7s even on the previous lap. But like you said, consistently, that's a different story. O'Reilly's back on the track as well. He is down a few laps, from what I can see. He's down 3 on Cherry Manager and 4 on the rest of the grid. So he's got really step it up if he wants to keep going with the rest of the team, rest of the grid. But Bone Crusher, indeed, just staying out in front, being consistent, and that is going to win him the race. 4 more minutes, only 4 more laps to go, and he should have this very cleanly in the pocket.
Yeah, absolutely. It is, as long as he doesn't have a big moment anywhere, then there should be pretty much no doubt that this will be going to the that bright yellow machine, the number 33 car of Bone Crusher.
Yeah, there was some contention a few laps ago with Bragstad looking to gain a lot of time on the lead, about 7.5 seconds in it, one moment, and then also Cherry Manager kind of stepping in the way, and in the last corner, just overshooting the turn, being in the way of Bragstad while trying to unlap, and then Bragstad fell down, got overtaken, and that has been his story basically, from last to third. Unfortunately, not first for him. The Bone Crusher absolutely deserving of the lead currently, and also the win in about 3 minutes time.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to see probably 3 more laps, I would assume, including this one. But we will wait and see. 13-second lead. Oh, sorry. Oh, it's been a long day for me. 13 seconds currently the lead, edging it out already to closer to 14 seconds. So, although actually, as I say that, YKC does gain back a big chunk of time, over a second gain back through turns 1, 2 and 3 there. Maybe Bone Crusher realising that he's got this one in the bag and just starting to let off the throttle a little bit.
He did have a small moment in the first few turns where he's touched a little bit of sand, and like you said earlier on, as soon as those tires touch the sand or the grass or anything, they start to be pulled back all the way. Your grip is absolutely gone, no speed, and you're losing time, and that's about the 2 seconds that Bone Crusher lost there as O'Reilly is into the pits again. I believe that's the 5th time that he's in, and yep, indeed, that is the 5th time that O'Reilly is in. So from pole position down to a pit finish, most likely.
Yeah, absolutely. O'Reilly back into the pit lane. So we're going to get 1 more lap after this one, I believe. So my 3 laps, including this one from last lap, was the correct maths for once, which I'm quite impressed by, considering how how mentally tired I am this evening. No.
Calculating with 4 minutes is going to be easier than calculating with 1.5 minutes. So I got to hand it to you. That wasn't easier, but still, congrats, congrats on that win.
Yeah. So Samuel Braxton, only 3 seconds behind YKC. That is the closest gap on track at the moment. Although Hayden Sweet is kind of there or thereabouts with the gap to Barry Hagen as well. But we'll have to wait and see whether they get any closer to each other.
I was going to see if O'Reilly was going to meddle with some fights as well, because, you know, it's lap traffic. You don't see it on the relative, or on the scoreboard at least, if anyone was close. But O'Reilly, as soon as I jumped to him, he was in the grass and in the gravel, currently backwards on his way to rejoin. But I don't think O'Reilly will be meddling, as he's looking to go on the off-road and park it to the side. He's actually off the track, and he's gone back into Beyblade mode, into the deep nothingness.
I'm not sure how he manages to do that so consistently, but he really does, doesn't he? Anyway, Bone Crusher coming down the back straight, 3 seconds left on the clock, so this is going to be the checkered flag that he takes here. Leader is on the final lap, comes the message from race control. And Bone Crusher, I tell you what, after having faced a race of trials and tribulations, various contacts, comes around the final corner, and it is going to be P1 overall for Bone Crusher in that luminescent yellow Austin Racing car. Barry Hagen's had a crash in his return to the pit lane on the final lap as well. Victory honk from Bone Crusher. It's going to be YKC across the line in second, with Braxtad following in third. Started last, so a real comeback race for Braxtad there in these historic racing minis. Moving down now to Hayden Sweet. He's going to be coming home in P4. And Samuel Braxtad, by the way, takes the fastest lap on the last lap of 106.5. Hayden Sweet finishing P4? No, he's finishing P4. Sorry about that. With Barry Hagen DNFing on the final lap, Finley O'Reilly DNFing on the final lap, and Cheery Manager finishing in P6 overall, and that's the end of the race.
That was, like you said, that was a race for sure. Seen quite a few battles, not really any big fights, but still a lot of contact, a lot of close side-by-side driving. And of course, no race is complete without Victory Donuts, and Bone Crushers doing just that.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think I've cut to him just after he was doing them, although there might be some more coming as he's just gone into the gravel here. Yeah, indeed there is. Although somehow the car appears to be rotating around the rear axle rather than around the front axle. I'm not sure how he's managed to get them to do that. And Barry saying he got yeeted into the stratosphere on the final lap. Pulled a Finley O'Reilly there, mate.
I think O'Reilly's been doing that the entire race. I've actually watched him do that. I was spectating O'Reilly for a while, trying to figure out how he did it every single time. And apparently, on halfway through the track, there's a big sandbox and grass field to the right, and there are some barriers, and there's a small opening with a small runoff area, and he parked the car on the grass, then drove to the runoff area and just sent it through the barrier onto the marshals, and there the collision stops, and he went to the skybox. So that is how he did it so consistently. And I believe Barry might have lent him a little visit as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I don't think we're going to be doing any post-race interviews tonight because I need to be hopping off to sort some stuff at home and ready for the start of my uni course tomorrow. So thank you very much for joining me, Olaf. Very good first outing. A lot of fun commentating with you tonight.
Yeah, same. Thank you for having me. It was a lot of fun. This is a very interesting one to get to start with as well. So yeah, really enjoyable. So thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks a lot. And thank you to everyone who has watched along in any way on either the YouTube or the Twitch platform. We will be back next week on both of these platforms on Wednesday night for the Rookie Wednesday League, the Staplehold here at TOGA Motorsports. It is round 3 of season 10 of the Rookie Wednesdays, so make sure to be here for that. Thank you very much all for joining us, and we will see you then. Have a good rest of your night.